old-fashioned OG to lock in a playoff spot. That's pretty huge for OG, considering their shortcomings in Collect.
It's crazy, though, as well. Today, even if they win this game, they lock in that slot. They could still come first, second, or third in the group, even with a win. And even with a loss, Sinners are still potentially, very unlikely, but potentially able to make it through. So this group is wide open, and we'll keep you up to date with all of the outcomes as we progress. And first of all, we've got the 1x bet onto the top of your screen favoring OG here. I think they've been listening to Yanko's analysis, and it makes sense as we go for a bit of a ramp rush. Flames tested.
Yeah, he's immediately ducked out of trouble, so living on for now. Beastic lurking doors for descending that ramp, and he can maybe arrive on fence a little later. Flames, a lot to do. Valda's got a powerful position which will be smoked off. And that's the end of Flames, looking promising here. They've got a lot of map control, and they've even nearly taken down Valda as well. Beastic arrives in the feed from his late lurk, and, well, call this one done. Not much for Alexi to say or do about this.
Yeah, it looks like they're backpedaling for the save here early, and we're just going to see more and more of this, especially as the minutiae of Counter-Strike is dug on into. So simple as you like. Pressure the ramp player, get control. Into the lower site they go. 2 kills, Bob's your uncle. And it's a 1-0 start for Sinners here. Now, look, a win for them could mean absolutely everything. And remember, these guys, back in season, I believe it was 33, were in open, right?
Whoa.
Within what, I think it's
what
5
seasons. Now?
In ESCA, I think it's season 38. So season 37 is how they qualified for Premier.
From 33 open to 37.
They had to go main, advanced.
Wow.
Crazy, right? It's the actual storyline.
Wait for it, because ESL will love this.
Yeah.
It's the path to pro, Chad, I'd suggest. I reckon that's the path to professional counter-striking, and they are certainly doing that now under the Sinners banner.
Well, it just shows, right, this whole thing with the EPT where you and I do those silly videos, there is actually the progression that you can make, right? There is a clear system. Before, when everything was disconnected and nothing fed into each other, it was all just all over the shop, right?
When we get lands back and stuff, part of that circuit is that they would qualify through, like, say, main, they'd get a spot at an open. It's something like that.
I think that's with, like, if you do well at a DreamHack Open, then you can get a spot in a Masters level open. Yeah.
Zedko's in trouble, but he has managed to get himself down. The vents will be at quite the price, and they got 2 SMGs down there. That's not the bomb, but it's going to force Flames to acknowledge all of this presence. They're already down into the low side, so you kind of feel a bit dampened. I say that as actually the Deagles are winning out the trades.
Behind you, Bantu.
They want you. He's been allowed to reposition. Just ducks out of trouble. Flash to peek and punish. He's got another to contend with, and that's a rifle. 3 AKs in play. Oh. Flank from Alexi's slightly promising.
Yeah,
they're not looking.
One here.
Shock's aware it's a possibility, but just...
Hello.
Oh, Alexi's angry at himself for that one. Nade looks good, though. Oh, yeah, now Oscar's behind him. I think he's cooked. Shock's done well to recover from that, and Alexi, just lets it slip away without finding that instant headshot.
Well, Valda can do a little bit more damage here with the CZ. Maybe even head over to ramp and try and find himself a weapon or some exits on the way out the door. But this is looking very, very likely to be the Sinners' second here.
They're doing him a favor. They're taking their time.
You're right. That 40-second timer about to start now. Shock is punching in the digits, and the bomb goes down. And well, now let's see. Does Valda want to have a look in here? Is he interested?
No.
He was great yesterday, you know, with the smoke sprays. He was constantly just being a nuisance on Inferno, especially getting boosted over the smokes, just looking like an absolute monster.
What's your knee-jerk reaction to OG doing well after doing badly at LAN and G2 doing badly after doing well at LAN?
I think Yanko points out some really, really good things, right, in the sense that they had the break and then they come back and they're still disconnected. They're all at their homes. Now, if they... This is the thing, we've heard from Malik before, talk about, you know, trusting in the process. If for them, and this is something that we need to talk about, each event is weighted differently for every team, right? If G2 don't have EPL as a priority, that's fine, right? But the Counter-Strike world is not to know that. The Counter-Strike world is just operating under the assumption that this is the next tournament since the player break and they are not performing up to the standard that we have them as. Now, if they're happy to come in here, use this as a teething event, right? They're like, oh, we make it or we don't, right? Just get themselves back into the year. They're going to focus their attention on the major, right? That's fine. But I think there's some issues when Nico is the highest rated player in the group. And then you have Nexa, Amanek, and Jax in the bottom 5 of the group, right?
Oh,
there's a huge disparity there.
Yeah, that's alarming.
And you can't be pointing the fingers at Nico and going, well, he's in-game leading and he's AWPing, he's doing it. No, he's just fragging, and the rest aren't.
Do you think that's lethal range? It's probably right at the
with the
edge
Zeusy
of
boy.
The Zeus. The
Yeah,
Zeus
it should be
lethal
all right.
range. I guess as long as he's not crouching. I reckon if he crouches, he might survive.
A lot of players like to bop their head on the doorway as they come out the door of the hut with a little jump, so maybe a little bit closer to the Zeus. I think it should be fine. This feels close enough for me.
He's fully charged. USB-C.
What if the Zeus was like it was in Danger Zone, where you use it and then it has to recharge over time and then you can use it again?
Now then. Or there's ports around the map where you have to plug it in.
Oh, okay. It's like a Tesla.
He's at the charging station. He's charging his Zeus. Well, that would not be the same video game. And in fact, speaking of, Nico is going to get a charge. And even more for Zedco's Mac 10. $1,200 injected into his bank account, but Nico gets the extra bonus point.
Yeah, he just feels probably a little bit of, maybe there was a smirk on his face, just having a bit of a giggle there. Not too many repercussions.
Oh, hang on. If he just tapped that Neo frag head, he'd have made it very costly. But it's just Man2 parked in the vents with his Desert Eagle and not too much more for him to have fun with.
Who casts on your side? Is it Harry or is it Hugo over there? Do you know?
I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah, because whoever casts on this side has the volume very loud.
Okay, that's so interesting. Whoever casts on my side has it incredibly quiet.
Oh.
I had to turn it down. You can't hear yourself. If I had to guess,
yeah,
I reckon Harry's over here because he's always like just loud.
So, because okay,
so he just
yeah,
naturally wants to hear less of himself.
Sure. Okay, that makes sense.
Because he's projecting, you know?
Well...
Let me try it. I want to go
I thought it would be the other one.
You think Hugo... Well, he is quite a soft-spoken individual.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the Hugo left side.
Maybe Harry likes...
answers.
Yeah, okay.
They're probably asleep right now, though.
They'll be awake soon.
Okay.
Someone tweeted them.
Someone find out.
So
what seat do you sit in?
Yeah, I guess it's it needs to be... Is it camera left, camera right?
We could
stage
do that.
left, stage right?
I think camera and stage are the same.
Oh.
Because, like, we're looking at from the camera or the
Tom
stage.
would know.
Yeah.
Mr. Producer?
I'm on stage right.
You're on stage right. Okay, yeah. Okay. Are you?
I don't know, man. I've forgotten all of my theatre studies. I got an A-level in that.
Right, well, the guns are around. And the orb for Man2 being prioritized here. The same for Oscar. Everybody with almost everything they need. No defuse kit in play for the original gangsters.
Sinners win the first gunny. I'm going to start the whole Sinners fan club.
All right. Rah. Stick him in a jar. Go Sinners.
Flames. That's very aggressive, and I can't believe how well he's played it. He's managed his angles so well. That's nearly 3. Hang on.
That was a bit fruity.
It was. Were they boosting over
the smoke?
Yeah, that's
into
naughty.
Squeaky?
And look what it's done to the Sinners. They've been channeled into this lower side. Already a very dire circumstance. The Molly, he's ahead of it. Oscar may not be expecting Nico from the window side. Oh, Nico's going to be able to isolate Neofrag here. He's going to mantle up. He's really not ready for a good find from Oscar. He's going to have to bail the team out of trouble very quickly. Tucked in on that tight corner. Pretty solid crossfire here, all things considered. Oh, and a miss. That does mean Oscar's got a new lease of life. It does perhaps bait him in from the flank. Man2's on his way, locks the door, and Neofrag's screwed. Oh, he's so screwed. 2 HP. What are you supposed to do? He does well to find a frag, but there it is, recovered nicely. And they even have the option of a double AWP. I wonder... Actually, hang on, it's Nuke. Ignore me.
Yeah, like maybe ramp, you could rock another one and go for the creeps here, but I don't think we're going to see that out of OG early. And it gets very close. It gets very, very close. If Neofrag is able to delay for a little bit longer without that kit, OG may have let that first one slip. And you're right, this was great from Flames here. Understanding his molly, keeps the right side of Trophy Room at bay, able to force on in, find a kill or two. And this is where it did get dicey because Oscar hits another spicy little AWP kill there. And oh, dearie me, that could have fallen apart. But that little boost, that was interesting. Let's see how many more tricks OG have up their sleeve here for the CT side. Buy it back out, both teams sitting pretty. Only real emission is Flames onto the Famus. And we have kits in play this time round. Back towards that squeaky door pick, Zedco.
Oh, you're brave.
Yeah, opens and closes. B-Stick doing the classic in-game leader lurk towards Yarn.
Flames has been dispatched to clear yard and be responsible for it. B-Stick's utility arrives. You can see that Man2's going to have to acknowledge that. Like, they just don't have the info yard at this point in time, so it's actually pulled 3 members of OG over. B-Stick's done a lot in terms of weakening other parts of the map here. What's their strike point, though? They've got the AWP posted up on Silo. It does look like they want to do Wall of Smokes late, so Flames should have the info. Oh, he's so booked. Lovely team play, very standard procedures out of OG, flash and peek, and B-Stick just doing the dance.
Feels like they have a very good idea, though, of what's coming here, OG. The fact that they left ramp open during that entire proceeding, right, they were very comfortable in knowing what type of play it was. They get the kill they wanted, and now they slink back into more passive positions. With about 45 seconds on the clock, we're going towards top.
Yeah, Nico ate the flash, but he'll have his vision back. Alexi's forced back, and they know there's one main, but still unchecked on Hut. Some tags. Sinners with one in the frags. Nico still a problem, but there's a second out of Oscar, and it does become a problem.
Oh,
Flames 2v2. They're so low, the fan mash should hurt, and it really does. Flames with a quick double. He's lost his partner in crime. Oh, the spray's a mess. And Flames will get 4.
And the AWP. Huge stuff from Flames there. He got the opening kill of that and then had to close it out with the clutch because Alexi B goes down to that Molotov. So got dicey for a moment. Sinners are doing a good job of keeping the pressure up here early. Now, without the plant, it is going to look like a very, very difficult time to get the buy going. I wouldn't hate a force buy here, just knowing that the CTs can't really establish too much of a bank just yet, but this is the maneuver to get the opening and then up the ladder. I think he changed to burst at some point there, because I heard it click back.
Well, very well recovered. I mean, going up the ladder is never favorable, really. I mean, there's very few circumstances when it is. Flames makes it look that way, and he's broken them. Sinners, gap is closing.
Oh,
Quick,
nice
and Neofrag has closed the gap. He's opened up the site with just the
What is that?
What? I know tapping's long range, but that's absurd.
The Rec9 in play here. Neofrag rips him apart. What can you do, Nico?
Oh my God, they have to convert this one, surely. He did so much for them, and it's still being pulled out of their fingertips.
Christmas came early, boys. You had to open your present. Neofrag did it all.
Now Nico's the Grinch. He's not going to steal Christmas, but Flames will. Son of a... Not going to say it.
Witch.
Son of a witch. Neofrag did everything you could possibly do. If he did
How did he do that much anyway?
If he did that with an AK, dude, we'd have been screaming.
Yeah.
He did that with an armored Tech 9.
That was mental. What a little maneuver this was. Dips on in.
Oh.
Hello, Governor.
It's the third that blows my socks off. It's spicy for the second, sure, but this, never in a million years. That's Mantu's AWP versus a Tech 9.
Well, they're keeping him honest with very, very little there. Sinners, that pressure, it's even turned up a notch here. Bodyguard, Mantu.
Yeah, Mantu really needed to be hitting that first bullet.
Look at this. They just distract somewhere, poke out somewhere else. This is high-intensity Counter-Strike here.
Yeah, and look what it's left us with. Neofrag, the crude object they've used to crack into the site. A lurky smoke and a big flank air out of Zedko. Messing around with his chances. Recovers nicely into Mantu and Alexi. Yard open for business for the Sinners, but from behind he slinked through lobby. Flames, don't forget the ramp players gone all the way back into the site. I quite like this.
Alex, this is the third clutch in a row. Flames needs to win, and he can't do it this time round. That is the third clutch they were asking of Flames. They break him, and they break OG.
And now Neofrag's Tech 9 round starts to look a whole lot more impressive considering the ramifications. That's going to put Sinners with a solid foothold into this T-side, Nuke.
I'm loving this pace. They are really keeping OG moving. They're never able to sit still. Their backs are turned. They're out of position. Their top site is bombarded round after round, and it's a force buy from OG.
And I do just want to raise my hands and highlight, Oscar's been successfully T-side AWP entrying. Like, his name has been in the feed. We haven't seen it from his POV, but his name has been in the feed twice on inner takes.
That is very weird. Yeah, you don't see a lot of that. The fact that they're operating with a T-side AWP, and, well, they weren't using it a lot towards Yard. They are now, so this is where we return to a bit of normality. Oscar Yard has the buddy system with 3. Shock to hold off passively towards that lobby push, but OG, they were in double eco territory, so let's see how far they can push these Deagles.
Oh, Flames to bait. Eco to peak. It's a perfect conversion. OG have the advantage here, and Flames will be able to not only get the frag, but get away. They can't let these ones slip. Now, Chad, how many times have we seen Sinners look convincing and then just trip over their shoelaces, as you like to put it, against, you know, an armored Deagle, even less than that?
They've done such a good job to keep this OG economy honest right now, and you'd hate to see one of these classic thorn in the side type rounds for Sinners rear their head again. This is top of the group OG here, and this is Sinners who haven't really looked like any slouches. You know, they've looked good.
And overcoming what you know to be a, you know, a
bogey round, right?
Yeah, a bogey round. Is it just as simple as partner up? You know, do you really want to be doing any solo projects when you're up against Deag armor? Like that. Shock's actually managed to successfully take down Alexi's trophy push, and he's confirmed Valda's in the lobby. Heavy tags, and he's got a perfect frag. Mantu from behind, 1. Not done. Neither is the round. 25 seconds. Zedko highly aware of these pushes. They're little worms weaving around the map, and he's running out of options. We'll try and get the bomb down. Up against 2 to save Sinner's honor. Smoke's not bad. Flames are advancing from their heaven position. Zedko's got a lot to do, and he's navigating quite gracefully Into an off angle for the first. Flames again with high impact. The round closer is Flames. He's got 15 bloody frags.
Yeah, and I think what needs to be pointed out here is the 15, the next closest on his team is 5. So he is doing so much, right? Those 2 rounds they were able to convert late after they had the defuse in the first gun round was Flames having to clutch it out in high pressure scenarios. And this here with the Deagles, it was money broken. It was eco in the next round if OG couldn't get anything done here. And Flames steps up in a big way again. So really just a back and forth game. High intensity early out the gates for day number 9 of EPL. And this is the turning point day because the group is still open for everybody, pending results, right? Now, as we mentioned at the start of this, if OG win, they secure themselves a spot in the playoffs. First, second, or third, we don't know yet, but they secure themselves a spot. For Sinners, even if they lose, there is a world that we all live in, yes, you at home too, where Sinners could still make it out of the group pending other wins, other results, tomorrow's games, etc. So we'll keep you updated. I know Michal Slavinsky from League Ops is keeping his finger on the pulse of that one.
Yeah, the round robin is a cruel mistress for our admin team. God bless.
If you want to work it out yourself at home and you're bored and you like punishing yourself, you can head over to the Pro League website. You can actually download the rulebook. And the rulebook there on the website has all the different steps of how we sort through the tiebreaker.
I'm so glad you told me. I'll be right there.
Someone will.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah, look.
All right, if you've just downloaded the rulebook because Chad told you where to find it, let him know. Beast sticks up on the silo with his Galil, and Mantu has a good shot if they do choose to take that engagement. Very quick wall smokes here. And typically, that's been rumbled by an aggressive secret CT. Now, that's not present this time, so there should be a bit of space for them to stretch their legs. Rotate is down. That's Alexi B, who's been summoned to the lower depths. Don't know where Beastic's health just went, but...
I think he just crossed to red outside, so Mantu must have hit him through something with the AWP. It wasn't a leg shot. It must have been through the box. But they do get to the lower site, and they have utility for this. So they need to wait out and respect Alexi's smoke, but that's starting to fade.
Yeah, he's got a player with fire. He takes 2, lined up just as it fades. You'd think it would favor the Sinners. He's got more to do as well. That nade's perfect. Onto the nose of Oscar. Down to 70. His bomb retrieval mission is an attempt to recover, but Sinners, I mean, I know how some teams would handle this scenario, Chad.
Yeah, and I don't know if they can even have too many places to save right now. It feels like they're thrusting towards Laura. Lexi B catches a little bit more information on his jump, and look at Flames. This is perfect. The AK strikes it now. Is a 2-on-5, and this is looking like OG taking the lead.
Yeah, Flames' ankle looks so passive, but Shock puts himself straight into it. No fun to be had for Oscar and B-Stick. Surrounded by enemies. Safe angle. Held and Flames. Go on. Take 18, my son. That is fast.
Ooh-wee. That is scary, right?
He's coming smoking hot.
This is wild out of Flames, getting it done in a big way, right? I think when you look at OG, ever since they made the upgrades, they removed Issa and MBK, they brought in Nico and Flames. Flames was the potential, right? And he is just like a hard entry on the T side. You see they just send him out. Alexi B, I think if we consider him as the in-game leader and quite a fragging in-game leader, he can be that glue man in the middle. If Volda, Nico, Mantu keep up their form and Flames can do this, that becomes very, very scary.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I find the concept of like what ifs with Flames of like his development and the speed by which he's developed if he hadn't have left Endpoint. Like it's such a huge gap to overcome, that transition from like competitive T2 to like big boys T1.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see it every day, but Flames does seem to have developed into exactly what he was showing the promise of over the last couple of years.
Oh, look at this nade.
Yeah, exactly. He's got the awareness.
I think this is only something that we can really do in the post-mortem once we return to land full time. This might be a bit of a spray down here.
If there's one shining light for Sinners, it is Shock's Deagle. Zedko's hit 1-2, and suddenly it's Sinners' turn to be a little scary with the Desert Eags. Mantu really does not miss these. He won't faff around with his nades. He'll just shoot you. And as I say that, one has just whistled past the fingertips. A little bit of space for them to maneuver. Neofrag and Shock. If I was asking for 2 members to come up clutch in an eco, it would be these 2.
They're going back towards the top side here, and the problem for them is Nico has just rotated lower now. They still have Volda over towards that main position, and Mantu up the ladder to heaven. So they
Good
have a bit of a
adjustments.
crossfire here to deal with this.
Yeah. I like the OG mid-rounding here. They've just got themselves into a pretty solid setup.
Oh, this
Mantu's
is
actually
beautiful
chosen
now.
to drop into the site, which completely nullifies their attempts. And we'll call it 6 for OG. Solid handling. Mantu just mopping up that anti-eco.
It's going to be curious. What I was talking about before is the post-mortem from the online era, thanks to the whole global situation, to see how many individuals really flourished within this time period when it was online. And you have to recognize their brilliance because they could be the future, right? We're going to see who comes out good on the other side when LAN becomes a consistent thing. And we're going to see how many players, like the Bits of the world, right? Think about this. Think about all these names. You got Spinks even over there at Ents. There's a lot of names who have just come out from nowhere that we never heard of before in the upper echelons, and now they're playing Tier 1 CS.
Look at Ents as well. Like, you got your Spinks in there as well.
We never heard of Doto.
Doto.
Like Hades is
a good shout.
Yeah, it's crazy. D-Hub was a little bit before. We had seen a bit of
How
him.
much of Brokey had we seen pre-LAN?
I think we
got a good year out of it, maybe?
Yeah.
It's honestly, I can't recover the timeline specifically.
Yeah,
but
it's getting murky,
it
isn't
is
it?
with Brokey. I would like to actually double check that.
2 years.
Yikes. 2 years of a completely different environment to compete within. Oh, I love this angle from Mantu. It's usually good for one. They might even wide swing if their spacing's bad. He's been spotted out at least, but that doesn't stop him firing off a pop shot. And okay, dipping down the vents, it will be his route. Chad Burchill.
Almost fell off a box, everybody.
Chad Burchill, that was
stand
scary.
on a crate. Okay, well, we're low on util right now, so Sinners don't have a whole lot to work with. They're going to try and test ramps, and that's where Flames is. How many more kills is this kid going to get?
Oh, he's good for 2, isn't he? They're advancing. Solid angle. Nice bit of damage onto Shock. Chips away at one of the stars of the Sinners show. Alexi contends with that B-stick lurk. At least identifies it, but hello. They're knocking on the door of that lower side. Not many chances left for Mantu. The Molotovs are down, a missed shot, and now Neofrag has at least converted opportunities to get the bomb down. Alexi does deal eventually with B-stick's lurk on Yard. Nico down the vents. And it doesn't look like he's too interested.
The save call. They know they can pick up a rifle towards Yard, and this really is the back-and-forth affair that I think we were hoping for to kick off the day. Yesterday's Counter-Strike in the 2nd and 3rd series, if you guys tuned in for that, it was great. Great games. Lots of clutches, a lot of comebacks, high-intensity CS. Today, it'd be great to have a lot more of that. Just knowing what's on the line for everybody. Wins is all they should be looking for, right? Just get the W, get yourself as close to those playoffs as you can.
Yeah, and talking about being close, just to review Sinner's last few games, their best of 3 versus VP left a little to be desired.
Yeah,
I think they
quick,
posted like 3 T rounds on their Vertigo pick, which of course we're not going to get to see as OG ban it out. And then in their game against Complexity, bearing in mind this is the Complexity with 2 new players, 1 stand-in, it was a full 16-12, 16-14. Like, Sinners sweat so hard, couldn't quite pull it across the line. Blame F and Poison having fantastic performances, and that leaves Sinners now 1 win, 2 losses, and up against OG, top of the group.
Yeah, so it's all a bit funky right now. Fours as well yesterday against OG. They were testing, they were pushing, they look very, very good.
I'm glad to have Fours back in the conversation.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Oh, Oscar's braver than I am, and the door slams shut, but the wall bang in response. Oh, that is great. Oscar practically playing with X-Ray at that point. The no-scope follow-up, fantastic. 2 bullets through the door and the wall, respectively.
Nico didn't get to do anything last round, except save a gun, and then this round he gets tagged twice without getting to see his opponent. So he's going to be frustrated with recent events, but this is a very important round here. Lots has been invested for OG.
And B6's been having a nightmare on his Yard lurks. And again, Mantu's posted up on the perfect line to punish him. So unless they've got some warehouse utility or he waits long enough, this could be the end of B-Stick and a return to the 4v4. Shock's got util, so a flash or a smoke prior to B-Stick's...
Oh! Mantu, did he not see him?
I don't think he did. Or he's like processed it now. I don't see him talking. He's double scoping.
Maybe something showed up on the radar as well.
No util. He's actually going to smoke warehouse
defensive
for himself. And it's Flames to peek out, goes 1 for 1. That's double out of Oscar. B-Stick, big swing and a find onto Alexi. Problems for Mantu and his Yard off. He's going to start getting hunted, and another headshot. Puts it all onto Valda's shoulders. Up on that hut, maneuvers nicely into the 1v3.
Oh, vent drop.
Yeah, doesn't lulls him into a false sense of security. Neofrag's ready for him and will be converting a 6th for the Sinners. For a T-side nuke, this is competitive.
Yeah, this is beautiful stuff so far, and they can push it even further. I've just seen Alexi go for the buy right now, and well, so have you, because the HUD's up on the screen. And they're going all in on this. So this is the Oscar opening kill, which, look at that. You see it with the X-ray off. He's just operating with that little indication that Nico jumped across the event as the molly was starting to dissipate.
So the door closed after he was peeking hurt, and he just assumed the rest.
I think he caught like a little glimpse, right? Or at least the sound cue. So we've got the diagonal smoke wall here, and to know OG have gone all in. If OG lose this one, Sinners can actually win the half 9-6. They're going to have the money advantage, and there's another Oscar opening, this time not through any walls or doors.
Yeah, but it does just put even more pressure onto Mantu.
Oh, the sound cue as well, B-Stick.
Yeah, he nearly struck onto Nico, but now he can disappear. I like the way he's playing this. Bit stressed, but smoke off main. Oh, that's so threatening. OG are quaking in their boots right now, and all the Sinners have to do is pause.
Yeah, Nico being low is a big drama here. Flames is just operating with a deagle, so this is an interesting looking round. They've given a lot of room. Flames drop down towards that B site. Mantu still trying to hover around yard. Nico trying to deploy his utility to buy a buffer for Valda, who's stuck in main. Lots of util being lobbed out squeaky here.
Good timing on the smoke from Nico. You saw that was perfectly synced up.
If they go ramp, which is where they're headed right here, Valda will have to rotate down that vent very quickly, because Flames only has that deagle. I don't know how he's meant to contest this.
Oh, it's not going to be easy here. B-Stick just times to perfection, just as Flames and Valda look away to acknowledge the ramp gap. B-Stick's on his way round. Valda's gone, and that's 7 for Sinners. Wow, lovely conversion so far. Mantu's already disappearing off to spawn. Zedko to get the bomb down, and what's Nico cooking up? Does need to get a little bit further away from the bomb.
Yeah, just hold that shift key and keep going.
Don't stop.
You don't want to be losing that. Now, these saved rifles are going to be absolutely everything going into the next round of play. I do believe we have 2,400 as the loss bonus for OG into the next round. So these saved rifles are all they're going to be working with. They will need to take an eco for the final round of play. And oh, dearie me, they might not even be able to save. Nico's dead. Mantu next up on the dinner plate. He's tucked all the way in passive spawn. They have a little bit of money right now. So if Shock throws his body at this, it's not the end of the world. And he's found a flash to do so. Here we go. Flashed in, bomb about to detonate. He's going to get close enough for the fight if he keeps going. Shock. Whoa, he didn't get it done. Mantu took him down just there. Take my word for it.
And that was the death of Alexi B. You saw just how much chaos was caused by that pressure from B-Stick and Oscar's frag combined. Nico starts to rotate out of main. He wants to acknowledge it. He's a bit surprised after that one, yeah.
The thing is, one of the key points so far in this Sinners pace that was early, it was quite quick, right? They were keeping OG moving around. Now that they've slowed it down a little bit, it's the same thing. OG never really look fortified in their position. They're always getting caught in transition or trying to peek an angle.
Ooh, Neofrag, he's going to be flashed through here, and there's a lot of... Oh, he's lost his vision. Nico's there. There's a lot more to contend with, and getting a bit sketchy now, especially now B-Stick's caught a bullet from someone. They know Flames is on this ramp. He's so good, though, so far from this angle. He manages it so well. B-Stick, an opportunity. Shock's looking the wrong way. Somebody finish him off. It's getting so scary. They can't lose this one. 2 recovered rifles now, and with B-Stick parked up on ramp, there is a good chance they can cut noise, and the frags will come to them.
The fact that B-Stick didn't step out to try and help his teammates here, he should get this Flames kill for free. There's no way he's going to clear this corner. As long as they're tucked, there you go. It's all good. Problem solved, or is it?
Oh, sweaty palms. You really want to guarantee these free throws.
Oh, that's a lovely little prize just there for Oscar to pick up. A spare smoke to work with, and as they pedal around to heaven, Mantu's pushing up.
Oscar's ready, and he will strike. Now it's time to solve the mystery of the missing Alexi.
Oh, they're going back to B, and Alexi's in the right place.
Oh, jeez. And the door's open for him as well, so if he can tap this time, it's a problem. Shock, careful now, he's got a smoke. Alexi darting upper.
Oh, he thought his presence would force them. Up heaven, it hasn't. They've just stayed stuck towards this lower site. Another smoke to drop. The plan's going to come in. Alexi now doesn't have the timing here to stop this.
Okay, well, that's a new lease of life for the boys. Both low. Alexi, no armor, though. He's going to have to be the first to pull the trigger here, and an AWP posted up on his location. Oh, good damage. Oscar on notice and eliminated. And one more to find. He's already isolated. He knows where you are. Shock, and Alexi B with a beautiful 1v2. No armor. And he brings the round home for OG. He'll even scavenge away an AWP for good measure.
That might just salvage the half here. OG can still walk away with 8, but magnificent stuff. I thought they had done enough. The fact that they didn't just run away, they didn't just scamper to go up heaven. They stayed stuck to their guns. They were going to go towards that B bomb site. They get it planted. We did have a bit of arch-barge, a bit of back and forth. Well played. But this is great from Alexi. Like, he didn't have any fear in taking these fights, and that was the key to him winning that round. He didn't just shift around. He's like, all right, well, before they can really set themselves up in these post plants, I'm going to biff them. And you can see that that's another round they shouldn't be dropping, right? These pistol rounds have been such an issue. That's 2 so far in this first half that Sinners have lost. Think about how different this half could look. And they've had opportunities of their own as well. The Neo frag round where he's just fucking, cracked him with a Tech 9.
Exactly. They lost that one. Oh, yeah. You just trying to put it back in my brain. Those 3 frags, so good. Near frag, however, has had a couple of unlucky turns of events.
2 Augs, an AWP, and 8 is looking very delicious if you are OG.
Well, courtesy of a team effort in that Deagle round. Of course, Alexi closing it out. Flames and his semi-aggressive ramp hold. He likes to threaten with that presence constantly. You can see what that kind of outcome has left with Shock. Very nice tip if anyone's struggling to hold the lower part of the map as that first rotator. Alexi B giving you a nice tutorial on how to do it safely. Just bounding his head off with an incendiary to react.
A lot of utility being held onto here, though. Look at Sinners. This is a completely different pace change, right? They've just used their smokes early yard, as they've been doing, but now they're set up with all the mollies, flashes that they desire for a top piece. CT vent, molly, main smoked. One to negate it, so they can even go for a double pump here. They're just working through OG's utility. Look at the difference right now. Not many left for OG. A lot here for Sinners to re-execute. They might be on for this one.
Yeah, they're doubled up on the actual default site spot now. That is Molotovable, not where Oscar's destined for. And great pop flash. Valda's so blind on main, but with vision restored, pressure from Beastic's yard, it's not bad. And how is Alexi making the fence such a threat? Not bad from Oscar, he'd have to do better. Flame says no, and it is an 8-7 half. Close, but it will be OG taking it on the first half of the first map today. Looking competitive though, we'll see more from the Sinners in just a bit.
Hey Future Pros! I saw Big doing a nifty little boost on Nuke during the European Minor Open qualifiers, so I thought I'd quickly show you all how to recreate it. To do this boost, you'll need 2 Future Pros and 1 AWP. Future Pro number 1, you'll be acting as the stool. It's important work and your contribution is appreciated. Run over and hop onto the far left railing and crouch down. When Future Pro 2 is on your head, stand when they jump and then just chill out. Future Pro number 2, you will get to have all the fun. Follow Future Pro 1 and get onto their head using the close railing. Jump again to allow your stool to stand. Now aim towards this gap and line yourself up so this railing lines up with the edge of the direct close wall. Position your scope so you're aiming just below the painted blue section. Then fire your AWP when the timer is just about to change from 148 to 147. Here you can see the exact moment when CSN made his shot. And that's it. With a bit of luck and a willing teammate, I'm sure you can hit this shot at least 1 in every 100 rounds. Good luck.
Yes.
OG just edging themselves out a lead, just chiseling an 8th in the closing stages. Sinners, competitive, but with a couple of slip-ups on these anti-ecos. It has been haunting them throughout their time here in Group B of Pro League. And the Sinners, the plucky boys who have risen through the ranks all the way from open to main to whatever comes next to pro. They're hanging out here with the big boys, and we've got a competitive one on Nuke. It's the first map of the series between these boys, and every member of Group B can still qualify. So a lot up for debate. Wins required. Oscar and Alexi just kind of flirting at the door. Knockador dash from Oscar. They are on their way ramp, and it's a hard shot to hit. You can see hiding that hitbox. Nico looking the wrong way. They do descend 5 players down that ramp, and Oscar's got a lot to do, a lot on his plate, and he's very quick to peek.
Oh, smoke missed.
Great shot. Flames is one victim, and there's a lot more to go. They've already flashed him off the door, and they should be able to get that bomb down.
Oh, they flubbed the utility here and lost a man, OG.
Okay. Chaos exchange, and well, there's just 2 Ts left. Valder and Nico with an awful lot to do, but the bomb ticking in their favor. They have a kit on Shock, a smoke as well. God, he's got the package deal. Make sure that smoke's well placed, and the round's unlosable unless he loses all of his goodies. Nico to deny it. And that's the shot, that's Shock, and he's hit another. Valder's tapped ahead. Oh, not a 2v4. Sinners against the pistols again. Neofrag's got armor and a kit. Somebody defuse it. He's on it. All he has to do is hit the head and call it done. Sinners struggle in the 2v4.
Fourth, and that right there is huge out of the likes of Nico and Valder. They didn't have the greatest of first halves in terms of statistically, but that impact there and winning that pistol round could be everything in this first map.
I mean, the shot out of Nico stands out to me. That decon fight, it's everything. It's absolutely everything. They're just kind of getting the chaos to calm to the point where they can set up an afterplan. Valder's presence of mind to disappear up the ramp as well was nice. Like, his other options were probably dark or start pushing the hallways, so it worked out nice.
Yeah, and now right here for OG, they just have to dispel this force spy of Sinners. They've got 4 Deagles and the Scout for Zedko, not Oscar. Bit of util and fast out Hut, very fast out Hut. There's the first, already down is Neofrag. Beastic follows very quickly, and they're in. Get that bomb down, get the round on the board, and well, don't give away any guns. Quick as you like. From a 4-on-2 to now 2 rounds on the trot here. So it's quick how much of a cruel mistress the game can be.
It really can, can't it?
Because it did, it looked great. They did, like the missed smoke from OG and Oscar getting that first, that was great. That's, when we talk about taking advantage of mistakes, there you go.
Exactly.
That's exactly what we're looking for. After that though, it was going their way. It was going their way exactly as they needed. So just these tight but no cigar rounds plague the Sinners.
There was an interesting conversation going down on Twitter. I think it was Kassad's tweet that stood out to me, where he was talking about how sometimes when in the gamble stack meta, it's easy to sometimes overcomplicate your decision making as a T, because you start overthinking, like, oh, maybe they're stacked here. You know, you don't necessarily scout for the info as much because of that, and people get flustered in this gamble stack meta, and sometimes people overthink it. You can be. He was suggesting that it's hard to keep it simple with all of that potential threat. We haven't seen too much of it here, but it was something I was interested to know your thoughts on. Like, it's not always, when you were competing, people weren't gamble stacking to the same extent and playing the percentages.
Yeah, and I'm curious, like Kassad obviously has a much better set of info than I do in the realms of if you've practiced a team before, or if you've played a team before, right, in recent officials, or if you've scouted and watched their demos and you know that they have a tendency to gamble stack certain sites. I wonder how much that plays into, right, not going to a certain site. Like if you know a team, I remember back in the day, one of the early things that got unraveled was if NIP on Dust 2 found themselves in a 4-on-5 on the T side, 9 times out of 10, right, this isn't bang on stats, they would go mid to B, right? Like those details right there that you can accrue over time, I wonder how much they play into it, because there's mind games between the in-game leaders as well of, oh yeah, well, they gamble stack B last time, you know, maybe they'll go for that again. Of course. So those details right there is something that we don't talk about here on the casting side, because we have absolutely no idea how much is going into that.
I've got the tweet for you, just to make sure I got it right. Disadvantaged CT gambles are pretty scary, not just because you can easily lose the round that you're supposed to win, but it can also mess with your head sometimes, thinking that you're too obvious in your finisher, which is what we were talking about, right?
Sure.
The site you commit to.
Yeah, I think there's like a lot of different ways to look at this. If you're the CT side and you are, you know, number down and you decide to gamble stack a site, then if it's late in the game, obviously the consequences are much more dire. If it's early in the piece and you go, all right, well, they come and we win, they go the other side and we just save our guns, right? There's a lot of... Oh, okay, hold up. This is actually getting messy.
It is getting messy, and with 19 seconds
Very
left,
messy.
Alexi's got so much to do. Oh, he knows where they are. Oscar's Eagle could do it all, and it has connected. It's Shock to finish the job. They have numbers here, and Alexi's down as well. It's actually all onto Valda Sinners. This could be such a recovery.
They're due one, aren't they?
They certainly are, but no kit, so that 10-second defuse is ticking. They are on their way now back into the site. They have to find him, first of all.
Oh,
nice damage. 48 HP, and the scout from Zedco. He's got to get his socks up and run.
Looks like there's time. Looks like there's more than time.
And he
wouldn't be
opened up
sticking around here.
the lower site as well. Like, that was the opening into the lower site, closing it as well with the scout, not on Oscar, no less. And just in the nick of time, Sinners claw one back.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely due one. Considering the first half they had lost 2. They had that pissed around situation in the first half here. But now we're talking, and you can see Rugger there.
That's the Listerine face.
Yeah, he's not looking too happy with that situation, nor is Alexi. And you see how fragile these scenarios are. They can fall apart at any point, and that was a nice shot there.
Interesting. So that was his from way downtown as the opener.
Oh, double AWPs are out from Sinners here. So let's keep our eyes on that. Shock into one, Oscar the other. Mantu has his big green. So even though they lost that round, OG, it's still a full buy.
Okay, Oscar's got his plate full right now, but Mantu testing Oscar's limits, and well, he's been greeted by a bullet. Zedco is going for something rather ambitious here. Nico with the bomb, no less. Flames there. They need Oscar to draw attention. He'd love to fire off a shot. No, and as it fades, they find him. No issue. The threat neutralized. And oh, man, that's not a quick shot out of Oscar. I don't know what is. Just a slither of Nico. Flames just happy to have the bomb, but the flash play, Beastix sets Valda up for success, and this is an aggressive defense.
Yeah, this is what you would be expecting from Sinners, right? You got 17 kills on Neofrag and Oscar with 16. That's the 2 workhorses of the team getting it done, but it's these little contributions of the other 3 that's helping him get across the line. Shocks, AWP.
Good angle.
And he just has one more to find here. Sure, Flames has crossed that line, but you can see for him to go on back, it's going to be dicey. He's been spotted up here, knows that there's 2 AWPs over towards ramp now. And
he's baited a shot out of both of them.
Yeah, let's see. This is only a matter of time in my mind, and there it is. Shock with the headshot on the AWP, and well, we're close again, 10-9. Money, a big problem now for OG, and Sinners can tie things up. No dramas whatsoever.
You ever been to the Czech Republic?
I can't say I have.
No?
No.
That's one for your lists, I reckon.
I'm trying to think where I did a little, like, European time trip back in the early days of me traveling. No, it was like 2013 when I was first really coming to Europe.
A while ago,
yeah, and I've checked out some little bits and bobs, but I don't know. I don't remember.
Let's see if Sinners can just convert this one cleanly, Chad. That's what I'd like to see. Definitely not biased in that any capacity, but they've lost enough of these. Want a competitive one here. And, well, getting themselves down, I certainly wouldn't be remiss if they could find a plant. They've got the smoke and the bomb on Valda, so there's a small universe where that bomb can go down, especially with Alexi already set up in the vents. So, you know, swing open the door, smoke, plant. You've got yourself something out of nothing there.
Plant would be nice.
I think they've got the setup so you can just kind of safely throw the smoke and your teammate opens the door. Bob's your uncle. And unless you got another nade with that, I'm pretty sure that's a plant. Yeah, Flames at 10 HP does get it down. And that's not bad from OG. Sinner's just going to have to handle business now.
We don't need another OD round.
This is what I was just saying.
We had plenty of bad news bears OD rounds. We
No
don't
more.
need another OD round.
Keep the deer in the stable.
Okay. Okay.
That was one of the kits. It has to be Oscar. Where's Oscar? Oscar. Okay. Oh God, why is that so bloody nerve-wracking? I was convinced. I was convinced.
I think we've just seen so many go against them that anything feels possible in those moments. So, okay. All right. All right. All right.
Video games,
Yeah.
10 to 10.
I just got an email in on the interwebs.
On the interweb, yeah.
From our friend, Mr. Michal Slavinsky. He's keeping us updated. A few more updates for today. Let me read this in my head before I say it out loud.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, today, if OG win, Complexity win, and Fours win, that would put all 3 through today. And that means that tomorrow's games are only for first, second, or third.
Right. And that was if OG, Complexity and Fours
win. Yeah. If OG win and Fours win, that would put Fours and OG through. So then tomorrow would just be for 1 slot.
Can we just talk about Neofrag's confidence in these aggressive CT pushes? He's done that 2 for 2. Oscar's in trouble. Oh, Oscar. Oscar, lucky to dip out. Posted up, found by Valda. Orc now down and into the 4v4, into the lower site. Surely a bit of a util dump required if they want to try and break this. Door to be swung open. Ooh. Potential for a flank, and I think he saw the CTs acknowledging that. Oh, wow. Good hold from Shock. He just pulls the trigger. Valda down and out. Nade as well. Chips away. And Beastic now descending as well. He'll be smoked off, but that's a lot of pressure on these Ts. If he just survives, he's a threat. Flames chunked down even further. They're whittling away at what remains of OG. Kind of cornered. Trying to rot the clock as best they can. A good headshot out of Beastic. Need to find Mantu as well. The trade should come in. Neofrag unable to finish his meal. And there you have it.
Okay, yeah, looking dicey for moments there, and you can understand the call, right? To go towards that lower bomb site with a double AWP of Shock and Oscar in play, it feels like it should be a safe place to roost, but Sinners now take the lead. They are up to 11 rounds here. Really, really pushing OG, and this is going to be a curious end to the map number 1.
Surely we don't get any more Neofrag funny business. Like whoever, I'm afraid I haven't been paying attention to who OG's lobby holder is, but he's not having fun. Not having fun at all by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, this is one of the things where Flames did have that really good start on the CT side, right? I'm not exactly sure with how many rounds it took, but he had 18 kills pretty early on, right? Yeah. And now he's sitting at 23. In the first half, he wasn't getting a lot of help. Valda and Nico were kept very quiet. So this is the side that you want Flames to come alive, because he's going to find you the entries in the space. So you're hoping he hasn't done all of his hard work in this map in the first half. You need to see more out of him. Or you need to see some brilliant calling now out of the likes of Alexi B.
Sinners are going to start really running to where you're laughing to the bank as well. With 4 rounds won, they've managed to keep at least 3 players alive for the last 3, which is really starting to reflect in their finances. Even buying double AWPs. What's Alexi up to? Straight out, flashed in, Zedco laughs it off. And already OG just dissolved. Flames trying his luck, and he meets Beastic as well. Oh, OG running out of players in round 22. Valda taking some chances. Shock trying to bail his teammate out of trouble, and Valda is dispatched of. So just leaving Mantu with it all to do. And Oscar getting a bit pushy.
Yeah, quick round. Already over. I thought maybe that... Okay. Well, he's not going to win this one. I've been to the future, I've come back. He's not going to win this one.
But we were talking about finances, bigger picture. Maybe if he could kill 3 more, it would be a welcome drain on the Sinners' swelling bank account.
A round like that on the gun round, though, is... Here we go. Push from all angles. He will go down, takes another with him. Like, I get it, because if they could crack on into the site, then maybe they establish a weakness here, but... That it could almost be like a bailout call when you only have a half eye with Tech 9s and stuff as well, right?
The top pop.
Yeah, that's. I remember. I think it was Godsent, not Godsent. It could have been when they were Godsent, but FPX is what they are now. Remember that they'd always have Crystal limp out into that smoke. We saw a similar play out of Sinners within the first half, because now they have Tech 9s, right? And now that may have been like, you know, a bit more throw. Oh, Flames has been knifed. We've seen a bit of that.
Getting a bit flustered here, OG. This is top of Group B.
I was thinking Ancient might be the pick here to punish OG, but we don't know what OG have on Ancient, so Sinners making this Nuke pick look good. Yeah,
and this is the flash you were just talking about. It does force the fight. Beastic takes 1 with him. Oh, and they're overwhelmed. The top pop, Tech 9s. It's not necessarily a guarantee, but Neofrag, I think he's been spotted out. Valda and Mantu can work together to get the job done. He's even Molotoved if he's not careful. Oh, Neofrag's cooked. Truly a dead man walking. Only Oscar. Call this one 11. OG. Second time's the charm, it seems, for these Pressures onto the A site.
And I want to give a big thumbs up to the Danes here again. 3 for Nico, 1 for Valda, right? On the pistol round, it was their 2v4 situation that converted to help get them the freebie of the second round. And here again, in which is their first gun round on the T side, the Danes step up. So necessary. And they're keeping within just a 1-round spread here, OG.
Look what you get to leave with as well. You'll take that. Oh, you'll definitely take that. Only 1 reinvestment required after coming in with pistols. That's lovely.
Yeah, that'll give him a buffer here as we head down the straight of Nuke. But you were speaking about the money before. Sinners have enough to buy, and if they want to run the double AWP again for Shock, there's plenty of money to drop that across and do it. You think maybe a timeout here for Sinners at this stage of the game just to set yourself up for the last few, but they're just opting to buy back in, and that AWP was dropped. So, wow, Beastic is very, very hungry to get this double AWP out. Yeah, the fact that he's gone with an MP9 when they could have dropped him an M4, interesting. Very interesting here. Let's see.
It's not bad on Hut. We'll see how it works out, though.
Yeah, look, if this was Boomich,
yeah,
it'd be good for 3. Oscar in the vent with the AWP, so he'll be having to take care of Secret with that, trying to be in combo with Zedko, who is tucked in towards that warehouse. He's actually quite committed in this position. Doesn't have anything to worry about right now, as we can see, but...
Shock.
Yeah, he does.
Fancies his chances. Even pre-aiming the boost, you bloody nerd. There's more to come. He's so blind, he'll surely have to fall off. Yeah, Flames is ahead of the pack. He's always got a bit of pace in his play, has Flames. This time, no success on the trade, so that's an untraded frag. Nice opener from Shock.
Really interesting angle he took there. He knew that was coming, right? You wouldn't have done that otherwise. So huge opener here in Sinners. Feels like they're going to respond immediately. What do OG have? They're almost out of nades. If they go back towards the top site, they still have to get through Neofrag, B-Stick. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, and they've already conditioned them, like, you better be aware of late lobby, because we will just walk in if you aren't occupying it. They make it clear they are, though. Walking on through Secret. This is Zedko's frag all day long. And already shaping up lovely for a Sinners 13th. Let's see if they can hold on to this. Smoke main. Alexi plans to isolate the site. Neofrag's having absolutely none of it. The flank coming in. He's almost aware of it. And he takes down Valda's Hunt.
Yeah, it should just be the save here from Flames. And, oh, trying to find that AWP. He will get his hands on it. And he will be hunted here. 8 seconds. Could throw a body or 2 extra at this Sinners.
They can afford to.
Yeah, there. Neofrag's coming. Looks like he wants to. And he won't. Flames to hold on to the AWP. And he gets away with it there at the final throws. So the AWP can go back over to Mantu. There is money to buy. Facilitated by that pistol round W. And yeah, check this out. He's ready for this for days. Great play from Shock there. And what a passive hold this is on the top side. Zedko's off angle out towards Yard. They had, the way that they were holding the lower bomb site was double AWPs. That's crazy, right? Because Shock...
Oscar was down the vent.
Yeah, and Shock went down as well.
Yeah.
So they played it very, very passive there. Neofrag that late in the round as well, just jiggling for the vent peek out. Super passive stuff. So liking the...
variations. That's the end of Oscar immediately. Nades to slow him down in the Flames. There is a gap, though, and that product of it is a very tagged-up Valda. Sinners have lost 2 members early, though, and that's... a nice change-up. B-Stick has rotated and been forced to do so. Now, he doesn't
threaded the needle.
dropped his smoke, and he'll stick around. Should have and could have been 2. Leaves with a 2v2, and what are you up to, Neofrag? He's just considering his options. He'll be on a very quick flank here. Very quick flank. I don't even know if they're ready. And that bomb going down. Mantu booked. He wait for both of them and did spot a glimpse of that last player. Valda's got a hunt for this. Oh, he should be going down to the Flames. Oh, the nades. He's got 5 HP left to his name, and that's a good recovery. Wow, Sinners. They lose 2 players off the break there, and they'll still take the defuse.
That's wild. Absolutely wild. Was that their own molly that Oscar got stuck in as well? Because they were trying to unravel the smoke wall, right? So
yes.
did they molly close red and their Oscar got naded and stuck in it?
What, do you think that was it?
It must have been.
Because that's how the gap was formed.
Yeah.
Because of the Molotov Oscar died in.
Exactly.
We'll maybe see it again in the replay. I'm intrigued. So yeah, here we go.
Oh, so
it is
that's a team molly.
It's a team molly to basically counter the gap. Like guarantee the no gap.
But it didn't.
But it didn't work. Someone missed their long smoke, the further one.
Because he's in that, right? As you're pushing, you're thinking, where is their smoke?
You get tagged down to 50, the molly pops underneath your toes, and you're just like, right, mate, all right, bro.
Where's the smoke? Okay, 14. Sinners. They can do this.
Yeah, what an incredible recovery. I mean, and this is their pick. This is when Vertigo's been taken away from them. To have Vertigo and Nuke as your maps is very, very impressive. And love this angle. He will be completely uncleared, at least by the first 3. Oh, Zedco with some real potential in this round. Round 26, Alexi is at the tail end of this, and Zedco looking to strike late. A slight gap. Alexi yet to clear it. Patience looking to prevail. Smoke will fade. Zedco will be exposed to Nico, and that's the headshot he needed to hit. Pulls us straight back in 4v4 as the trade comes through. Now, the bomb's already down lower, and I'm not sure if the CTs have even acknowledged this. It was smoked. They knew it was a possibility. Shock could address it. And they're just slinking on down to the decon door. No one's down.
Yeah, Lexi needs to be very careful here. They're kind of prepared for his lobby lurk, and yeah, just as he tries to get his way over towards Ram.
Shock.
What on earth?
I don't know. He's trying to be like a secret agent or something.
One of them.
Like he's Hitman, like he put on a costume or something. I don't know.
I would save if I was Sinus here.
I am a T. I am a T. I am a T. He's like got an OG jersey on. He's like sharpied an O and a G onto his nipple.
Day number 4. They believe I am one of them.
They still believe I'm an OG member. He's like sitting in their boot camp like, what's up, boys? Nice try, nice try.
Oh, dear. Okay, well, good call from Sinners to save. That one did get away from them there for a moment. They still have plenty of money. No dramas, no dramas. It would be quite the comeback from OG here to keep this one going. But it has been the back and forth affair. The longest streak of rounds we've had is on the CT side from Sinners. They grabbed 5 in a row early in the piece after that pistol round win and conversion. And that was actually off the back of a low pistol round buy of their own. Remember, with Zedco with the scout, he had to finish things off. So that's what's really spurred Sinners forward here. Makes up for the mess of them losing a couple of their own in that first half. And even one here in this second half. Now, no AWP for the T side of OG. Only 1 AWP for Sinners CT defense. How does that change things?
Oh, Oscar's actually just caught Alexi straight through the squeaky smoke. Yard's a problem. Oscar's ready, though. He's quick to the draw. Shock. Jeopardized by the smoke spray.
Mouse wheel, maybe.
It could have been, and he's lost the sight. Like, low sight is theirs, and it's very quickly taken by Flames. Neofrag is trying to change the dialogue, and he is very snappy on the AK-47. Now, to get that bomb down, you'll have to smoke out the doors. Mantu has done just that. Neofrag tries to deny, and to no avail. So, solid attempt for the 2v3 here. It's Mantu and Flames. These boys are very deadly and already have done a lot of the heavy lifting, getting the bomb down, repositioning into a very potent crossfire. And this is going to be very determining of how competitive of a close to Nuke we get. There's wall bank available. They're looking for any sound cue to understand as to where Mantu is. It's Flames to finish. And that's the shot Beastic had to hit, It's Mantu nearly onto the second as well. And it was a very time-sensitive mission. Oscar will just get on it in time. And so Sinners will call it 15. Here we go.
Great stuff out of Sinners here. This is, and they're not looking flustered in the retakes. They're taking their time. Sure, it's getting close on the defuse, but that's because they're keeping it together here. Really showing some great Counter-Strike right now, the Sinners. And Oscar, look, it's not a 30 bomb, but the impact he has had in these rounds has been huge.
Agreed. Not only on the T side, like that opening spree we saw out of the Sinners where he was T-AWPing and convincingly, but also in this one. I mean, catching Alexi through the smoke's great. Nico had his crosshair dead to rights on Oscar's position and peak. He's just quicker on the draw. So big shout out to him. Good to see he's still keeping up with these zoomies.
All right, well, is it done here? Both teams, full buys. OG, backs against the wall in map number 1.
Look at you.
This is wild.
I can't believe he's still pushing. Valda's passive hold will slap him down. That is so ambitious from Neofrag. Look at the time. It's 1 minute 20.
Oh, they're going to push through this.
Lobby.
I think they're going to push through this smoke. There's 2 of them here ready to go.
They need a flash, though. It's coming. It's sailing through the sky. Shock sets them up. And Flames says no. A team flash instead. Flames wants to play on. Shock to try and...
Might have 2 here. He might have 2.
Could have 3. He could have 3. They're all there. Alexi is first, can't adjust, but Oscar in the meantime's caught Mantu, which will end the game. It looks like he's actually just ran through the Molotov.
All right, well, he wanted the round over. You know, he didn't want to do it without his teammates alive, and that right there is 30 for Flames. 30 kills for him right now. On the other side of things, Neofrag, the other heavy hitter in the server right now, 28 kills to his name.
4 boys, though.
Oh, no. Okay.
1 minute 25. Neofrag's feeling himself. Like, I mean, fair play. You know, the call was there's a lot of action yard. His teammates are panicking and shouting about yard. He wants to have a little look and contribute. But yeah, Valdemar, the patient.
Imagine if he got into the back line there as well. You know, he finds the bomb, he gets a kill, the round's done. What a stylish way to finish things off. Now, look, the aggression when you're on the cusp of winning, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Let's see if it comes back to bite Sinners, who have already secured themselves OT. Now,
yeah, it takes balls, don't get me wrong.
This timeout here being called, they have a lot to discuss, because in the next round of play, they're only going to be getting 1,900 into the back pocket, right? And if they all take a save, Oscar and Neofrag can invest a little bit, some deagles, everybody will have enough to buy next round. So here, it should be the eco. It should be the eco. And it will be, as nothing's been bought up just yet. Sinners know that they just need one more round here to get across the line on their map pick. OG should have a walk in the park with this one. And another timeout called, so really just calming themselves down. Look, I don't hate it, right? I don't hate it at all. They're giving themselves the breather.
Yeah.
They're just on that lip, right? They're on the edge right now.
Absolutely. And I think there's been a couple of losses in their run so far, which were separated by 1 or 2 oopsies, or as you call them, oh dears.
Yeah.
And those have been haunting Sinners, which is also, I think it's safe to say, not really that surprising when you're a team that's been in developmental stages for so long, still ironing out those slight kinks that when you are playing 2 great teams are head-to-head, it's those small mistakes that will differentiate the winner from the loser. Those will follow you, and they follow even the very best. Don't have to remind you about G2's current standings in Group B to prove that. Let's get into it then. This could be a big one, at least for OG. They're going to pull us all the way to regulation. There should be nothing out of this Desert Eagle, but they are giving it a bit of a chat. Don't forget the double back-to-back timeouts for this round. Bit of Kevlar slapped in there, and a misstep from OG isn't out of the realms of possibility.
No, and look, there's a couple of bits of naughtiness in this one. The 2 deagles and the P250. Let's see. Can OG keep this one under wraps? Deeper smoke wall here. It's the L block being deployed. That's going to give them a lot of room to work with. A couple of nades for good measure in the smoke, so nobody can get pushy.
Interesting call. He just wants to take full yard control and keep the CTs in the dark. What are you up to?
I don't mind this, right? They can use their weapons at range and get that heaven control. One spotted. Oh, good damage from Zedko here. He's keeping this one interesting just with that USP.
They know there's at least 3 yard now. They haven't seen the bomb. Alexi's made sure of that. Oscar just about gets away. They know Valde was lobby. This is a lot of info for the CTs here, bro.
And 2 of them are low.
Yeah.
Very low.
So, within that at least Deagle range, right?
Yeah, Shock and Neofrag right now.
OG are coming to knock on the door. Oscar could have an opportunity here. He's been cleared nicely by Mantu, and a great adjustment onto Shock as well. OG, whew, just evade any deaths. They'll keep it all healthy, and 14 is found.
Okay, overtime or bust for OG here, right? This is a game that has gotten away from them. Definitely gotten away from them. It's going to be quite the close. They need 3 on the trot. This final, the 3-piece, to get it done and to give us those bonus rounds. Or to Sinners. Want to end this here in regulation. This is about holding your nerve now if you're Sinners. Oscar's been good in finding some openings with this AWP. Some quick little notes. There is no kit in play right here for Sinners. So if we get that bomb down, which we have been a fair bit, we have to get a move on.
Alexi's already out and about. And he's going down the vents very swiftly. Oscar acknowledges the gap. But he's slipping out decon. Zedko just looking for info. Oscar has relocated on this Alexi B hunt. This would be a huge frag to find. Oh my God. Oscar and Alexi meet, and it is the end of Oscar. No impact to be felt. Overtime looms as Alexi surges forward. OG to seize the site. It's only Shock, and he's gone too.
They're crumbling.
Falling apart at the seams. There's only 3 opportunities left for the Sinners by the name of Zedko, Neofrag, and Beastick. They're coming 2 secret stairs. There's so much util from OG just to buy time.
Remember, no kit.
And as you highlighted, Chad, that bomb plant really does kind of mark the beginning of the end of regulation. There should be no way in. Ahead of the molly, Flames just wants to delay. He knows OG's chances Oh, very, very high for a 15th here. And yeah, no hope left for Neofrag and Beastic. They're just kissing in the smoke. And OG say, let's do it again. MR3, we want to go all the way and then some. And from no overtimes just yesterday to finishing it off with 1 and a second. OG Sinners, we're off to overtime, folks, on map 1. We cannot separate them just yet.
I think Flames is an all-around good player. I feel like it is someone we needed in the team because he can obviously frag a lot. He can get us multi-kills when we do need him. And obviously he can save a lot of rounds, especially when we are far behind. So he can keep us in the game a lot of times. So I feel like he's doing well so far.
You know, they say that love takes time and it can go overtime. Well, I love overtime, Chad Birchall. It's one of my favorites. 15-15, OG versus the Sinners, and it's on Sinners' pick. They had Vertigo taken away from them, and they've managed to be incredibly competitive and impressive. OG have kept up, and it pulls us here. MR3, 16 grand, so no real financial conversations to be had.
Oh, when one expert aren't convinced, they don't think what Sinners have shown here is enough to get them in for the W, but out squeaky we go, and Alexi B keeping that pace up, trying to find an opening for his squad here.
Tiny gap if Alexi edges forward, and that nade was destined for success. It's a little deep into the vents.
The top pop, and here we go.
Yeah, let's see how they play, see how they handle it. Beastic shouldn't have much more than one. They know exactly where he is, but it's him and Neofrag, partnering up in perfect succession. And there's more in that hut. He's right to be putting bullets down range. He's even picked up a Molotov for good measure. That will completely send Mantu packing. And Sinners with a flawless opening top pop defense.
DE_9 right there. That was not going to pay off by any means. OG trying something fast out the gates. And Sinners, now that they've got all the schmeckles, I'm surprised we didn't see them bust out the double AWPs again here. That was quite the key with Shock and Oscar in tandem to their CT side success. But an AUG will work. And just 2 to find here. Mantu and Valda, I'm sure they're not done yet, knowing that you may as well play for all of these rounds. We have Zedko currently isolated right side of Warehouse. If they don't clear him, he might just get both. And, well, that looks like it's on the card. Shadow spotted, spam down, first found. Mantu locks him on in, gets the wall bang with position given up, and now with 35 seconds left on the clock, the entirety of the Sinners squad can turn their attention towards main. Mantu gets one.
Grab your AKs while they're hot. CTs not only delivered a round, but a couple of weapon upgrades. Neofrag and Beatstick given the gift of the one-shot headshot.
That's juicy. Very, very juicy. Mantu is the AWP here. What do you think the change-up is going to be? I liked when we saw the L-block smokes and they were trying to take some yard control. And maybe that's why Zedko's playing that position, because against the L-block smokes, that's not bad if you're going to do like a flash pop through and fight. Gives him the preemptive angle to play with. Oh, gee, you've taken it this far. What more can you give us? Valda's really turned things around. I think in the first half, Valda only had 2 kills. Now he's sitting on a total of 17. Lots of bullets put down through that smoke towards the vent. Nobody home. It's all a ruse as everybody from OG are working on this yard control. Looks like gone with the diagonal. No, it is the L block in play here. So are they going to limp through it? Are they going to play for warehouse control? Bullets and nades trickled on out. Just trying to find anything they can right here, Sinners.
No Zedko to be seen. This time, passive on that hell line.
Lots of room.
Yeah, overwhelming amounts of room. They know it's possible, right? Oh! Who's the elephant of OG?
Bull in a bloody china shop.
Yikes. Well, they've been given a giant warning.
We are coming.
The form of a sound cue, and their response is great. They're going to try and pressure on towards... Oh my god, Alexi's lobby with the bomb. Valda's there to bomb babysit. Neofrag bullied by the 2 of them. And maybe, just maybe... Oh.
Goodbye. Bit of Orky Momo right there on the ladder.
What can you say about that one?
Yeah, yeah, another one. Okay, whack-a-mole on the ladder. And they've done it. Okay, all right. That could have been a car crash. Alexi with the bomb in lobby, that would have been a big problem, right? Like, Valda luckily is able to mop that one up. And the sound cue is what forced Sinners to start going for that little bit of a looky-loo in towards lobby. So it didn't look great at the time. It definitely didn't sound great, but it worked out fantastically here. OG bounced back.
Yeah, and this does not change the fact that in Antarctica there are 21 million penguins, and in Malta there's only 500,000 inhabitants. So if the penguins decided to invade, each Maltese would have to fight 42 penguins.
That we're included in that.
And that we're included in that, chat. I hope you've got your citizenship card and your sword ready.
I'm ready to take on 42 penguins.
Yeah, I can handle at least 30. I'm not sure about that 31st, but got to keep that into consideration.
Okay, okay. Well, the double AWPs have been brought out here for the final round of the first half of overtime in map number 1.
Oh, Oscar. Bit of a standoff here with his counterpart from OG. And the whole squad kind of hinging on this. They're staring at that secret info peak. Little does he know it's just a very mobile Oscar. And he does start getting a sense for the push.
Ahead of the
Nico,
smokes.
well ahead of the smokes. That's a huge opener for Sinners. They have to hold on to this, otherwise we'll go straight back to the 4v4.
Could be a different pivot now. We've already seen them use the warehouse pressure to go ladder, and Oscar looks like he's on high alert for that. Flames has the warehouse control. There's no need to stay fully committed to this, and just found a gap. Oh, he thought he found a gap there. Neofrag with 31, Flames back with 32.
This is a battle of these two as well, yeah. And Neofrag does head on over to the lobby. Perfect timing this time. There's no one home. OG, you're going to have to leave gaps, and this is what we were talking about before when he did get caught.
They have to cross Oscar's AWP though, right?
Like, the longer that Oscar keeps him busy. Oh, a missed shot from him. Tagged up as well. They will descend, and now no one is B. Neofrag's going to have to cancel his flank and start to descend.
Get a move on, boys.
Yeah, they'll be planting, and there's so much utility to play with as well. And that's from the T side. Certainly not the CTs. They're going to go for a 3-man ramp. OG have managed to make this very competitive. If anything, I'd say it favors them. Double AWP retake. Ugh.
OG have no idea where this is coming from. Looks like they've turned a lot of their attention towards ramp right now. Mantu has to keep his head on a swivel. This is about to get very dicey.
Very dark to be cleared. It's with AWPs, and Shock's gone very quick out of Flames. Very quick out of Flames, and he's gone, but it might bait in Alexi, and that's the end of that. Damn, OG, great recovery. Converting the 4v4 right in the last closing seconds.
Okay, all right. Great half there from OG. Now, look, they got lucky in the first half with a few rounds, right? But think about the tempo of the game. We have to reflect back to Sinners in the T half, and the tempo of the game they came out of the gates with was quite quick. There was a lot of faster maneuvers. They were keeping OG moving. OG never could plant their feet. So if OG offers something more passive here and they sit back and they allow Sinners to get away with their opening moves, might be set up for a better start to the CT side. Spotted.
Yeah, cool boost, and it does result in a frag. Beastic, presence of mind to just immediately swing on the info that there was an aggressor, and there's more from Oscar. 2 for the opening proceedings and make it 3. This round has fallen apart for OG.
I said that they might sit back and allow the opening move to come in. They actually went with the opposite. They just went like they did on the first gun round of the T half, really fast, right? And well, that's fallen away from them. So OG will need to respond. This one is done and dusted now that into the scope of Oscar Valde falls. Flames has been good, but he'd have to be absolutely brilliant here, and Shock finishes him off. It's a clean one, 17-17. Might have a couple more chapters in this opening map of the day. Timeout called from OG, and yeah, seems like a good idea. Let Rugger contribute. Yeah, I think the thing is, it's hard to remember the start of the game. And imagine while you're playing it. Imagine having to reflect back. Alexi's gone, so what happened in round 4?
Yeah. What was working again? Can you remember? I mean, this is
we won a couple Deagle rounds. Flames,
right.
You were killing everybody. Flames, can you just keep killing everybody? That would be nice.
Remember that top pop that didn't work with rifles but worked with Tech 9s?
Yeah, that one.
Let's not do that.
So this is the thing, right? Having to talk through these options right now, it's hard to know what Sinners are going to be throwing your way every time. They've showed a lot of different looks. They've shown aggression early. They've shown pace changes. Bit of a different mood in the OG camp right now. They are being forced through their paces here.
I mean, this is the most we've seen OG sweat as of late. They've been very, very good in converting in their head-to-head. Undefeated as of yet, and locking themselves in the top spot if they continue the trajectory they currently are. What are you doing? Alexi dunked on. And Beastic, he's got a back turn. He could have made it too. A bit of a gap in the OG defenses there. We've seen it before from Neofrag in regulation. Valde, good placement of his nade, buys time for the main response.
That molly top main, we've seen them go through that twice. I'm starting to wonder if it is a CT side molly or not. Have to check the radar next time it gets thrown, or maybe we won't even get it. But a 4v4, and Sinners get this. They've secured themselves at least double overtime. Now, on the T side, we tend to say the number scenario where you are down a man in a 4-on-4 would favor the Ts.
You would. Why are you hesitant?
I just think they don't have as much utility to work with when they've done these late round re-aggressors. So they still have a little bit, a couple smokes, couple mollies, couple flashes, and they are postured and poised for this top site. Now, remember that first half, Valde and Nico didn't have the easiest of times. They've been able to come alive since. Great timing on that smoke from Mantu. If they go top right now, that's, oh, it's very deep.
Oh, yeah, actually, you could peek around that. Zedka might have to communicate, but this is so late, so late. You've got to be so brave. Valde's on the other side of this smoke. He's got 3 backs turned. Nico can't believe his luck. He will collect 1, but Zedko with a crucial frag. They need to plant. They know where Mantu is. And Flames, a bit late to the party from heaven. He's just going to jump straight into the site. He's got the element of surprise at the very least, and more bloodshed from Flames. Shock will respond, and now Mantu, you wish you weren't having to fly up these vents. He's been Molotov'd out. And this just reeks of 18.
Oh, that's going to be a big sigh out of OG there. The gap that was created there just by losing Alexi early, topside is being punished. It's just being punished here. On the side, Nico, the only player behind the bomb box, he couldn't get any help, right? This utility that's being held onto late by Sinners is great. Like, main smoked off. There's nothing you can contribute. Mantu, he was dealing with the lower play in case they went secret with the AWP. He's being hunted. He's being chased. He's going to hit that shot. No worries, but one more round now for Sinners to pick up map number 1, and what a game this has been out of them. This is a dark horse that you can sink your teeth into.
Yeah, same gap we saw from Neofrag's Tech 9 fragging. That Valda Puck player was his second victim and couldn't quite get it across the line. I liked the push out of Flames using those bullets to mask his drop and just attempting to cause chaos instantaneously. Couldn't quite get it. And Sinners one single round separating them from knocking OG on their bottom here on their pick. T-side AWP is out. Mantu equipped on a passive line. Sinners have thrown pace previously. It does look like they're lining up outside smokes later. Off of spawn.
Yeah, they can rinse out a lot of this early OG utility, right? And now that this smoke wall is being dropped, it's going to give B-Stick a lot of room to maneuver here. Third piece of the puzzle will fall. Alexi B's vision will be obscured, but it looks like he wants to tuck on into Warehouse for any crazy maneuvers. Mantu pivoting back towards Heaven. Smokes are fading. B-Stick didn't get anything out of this, but OG don't know that. I feel like top is the weakness again because Mantu can only rotate up Heaven, right? Valda and Nico are at least on the site. Flames would have to come up the vent. Alexi B will have to get to main, but he has to cross the gauntlet of yard. If they just go top again, it's all on the Danes. It's all on the Danes here.
Valda and Nico ready to be called upon. Incendiary would be perfect. You can see Valda's waiting to drop his. Nico drops off of the hut, forced off of it. And the wall bang from Shock actually takes him down. They got a chance here, and Neofrag with the double finally silenced. Bomb loose and 40 seconds to play with. It's Oscar and Shock. They are on the site. I say they. Shock is on the site. Oscar was returning to lobby, and it's cost him his fight now up against Flames. Shock does tag up Flames significantly, does have to opt for a reload, and they are grouped up to take us to a second. OT number 2 required.
All right, here we go again. Strap yourself in. One more time for everybody playing at home. We're leveled out. 16K.
Do you know we've seen a distinct lack of ramp? Is it just because it's so easily locked down by an AWP and you have to invest so much to try and overtake it?
I just think that they've been having a lot of success with that top side.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
I think that that's, like, now we can see where the weakness may be. And in the early stages, Flames as well was owning them, so I can see why they maybe want to stay away from that. He's still chomping away at it. 35 for him, 35 for Neofrag, but here we go again. Alexi, a little bit more aggressive in yard this time. Has a look towards top side. Doesn't catch a lot, and bullets coming through the wall.
Yeah, you're seeing this.
Yeah, it didn't actually do any damage. I think Zedko was
8.
yard, right?
I think it did 8.
Zedko was silo. He took the nade, right? The bullet hit Shock just took armor away. It didn't actually take any HP away. So that's weird.
Org through very thick concrete. So they are ready to contest here, and Alexi...
Oh, he's in a good position.
He is in a good position, especially with the smokes as they currently stand.
Oh, they've gone secret instead.
It'll be a bit of an early warning system, and looks like Mantu's been able to find Shock's lobby hold, which, oh, deep smoke, overly deep. I think it might lull them in. Big execution from one. Oh, and Alexi finds nothing as well. Sinners have the man advantage as they do prepare for the site, but Flames, you can't prepare for him. Laser beaming with his M4. Slams the door shut. Now, bombs on the back of Oscar. Good flash to completely nullify Mantu as his screen returns to him. Absence of information. Yeah, who's holding it?
I don't know. Oh,
now they know where you are. Make your choices. Make good choices. Sinners with the opening of our overtime 2.
Jeez, every single time we've kicked off OT, OG have lost that first round. So they're just maybe... They want to let them get one first, and then they try and bounce back. But yeah, I don't know. How many timeouts do OG have left? I wouldn't mind seeing another one here. I just feel like they're the ones being dictated to time and time again, and they're scrambling for answers. Like here, I'm thinking, okay, maybe Sinners rotate up the vent, but they're just happy to stand and take the fights. Now, Rugger, frustration brewing.
Hello, wow. Rare to see Neofrag with an aggressive? Excuse me, Sean Connery here. Aggressive move like that. It hasn't worked out for him. Flames was so ready, playing Darks at 1 minute 33. Now he can activate a little more.
Alexi and Nico's HP have both gone down.
God, Flames is a smart boy. Can I just highlight that his understanding and his reaction to the calls he's currently getting from OG has just been so advanced.
It's on point. It's definitely been on point here. Look, there's still lots of worries, even though they do have this opening kill. The amount of territory given up right here for OG, this ramp space, a big problem.
Look at that smoke. Like, he just threw a fruity smoke, but they're not good. Like, they just have to respect it based on the premise that it's Flames.
It feels like Sinners have done a better job here operating late.
Yes.
Right? Now, when they're down a man, I don't know how this is going to play on out. So OG have ants in their pants and go for a look and lose their lives. It is a very potent little ramp crossfire they have set up. Beastic is playing very, very passive over towards T-Red. He's the X factor of this, and they're actually going looking. This is good timing because Sinners, they've had enough. They're backpedaling towards top again. This is about to be called clear. Oh, Alexi, you're not going to clear it. You're not going to clear it. You're not going to clear it. It's a double.
He gets a free double in overtime, no less. They're faffing around with nades.
Back to ramp it is.
Yeah, Valder's got a lot to do here. He's going to be just tapping the bottom of Oscar, but they now know. And it's Beastic, all the way from Red Container, who catches Valder's rotate. This is a good round out of the Sinners, and it all falls to Mantu to disrupt. He's got a kit, he's got a signature weapon, and he's got 3 to find. The bomb now down low as he doesn't know where Beastic's disappeared off to. Excuse me, he's gone.
It's gonna, I don't know. I was going to say it's going to be a save. Like, they can buy next round. Obviously, we're in 16K.
This is what I was saying. Like, you may as well give it a whack.
Yeah, and maybe he is just chasing that tail, trying to look and see if anybody's lingering around here. This is not really going to equate in anything. So Mantu wanting to hold on to his AWP, understandable here, but Sinners now are just 2 rounds away. Picking up map number 1.
The shock frags, you're never going to get another one of them, especially at such a crucial moment.
No, and that right there, I cannot believe how long they waited at ramp. They're just happy to get this space and wait, right? OG had the number advantage. They didn't need to make that aggressive move. They were obviously feeling the pressure elsewhere because it's been the top. Oh, look at this side by side on the replay here. And the lineup is such a drama, right? Flames is doing his job. He's actually wide spacing on Alexi to be baiting him a little bit, right? And then that happens. So
yeah, he gets tagged up through his teammate to the point by when he is accurate, he has 10 HP to left.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just over.
That's a car crash. So double orbs, emergency button hit. Flames bringing out the second AWP here. Let's see if OG can salvage anything.
Where are you off to, fellas? Oh, what a shot out of Oscar. Oh, dear.
Close it down.
Shot down, OG sent packing. In fact, Oscar packed the suitcase for him, threw it down the stairs and just said, get out.
Get on the bus, get to the lobby, check out, see you later, alligator.
Oh my goodness. He's circle strafed and still dies to the wall bang.
We know Alexi has great movement there, but that was just a great shot from Oscar.
Watch Sinners trip over their shoelaces here somehow, some way.
No.
They've got it all sorted. It's all ironed out. 3 individual jewels onto 3 CTs, Beastic with a world and a wealth of information.
And a bucket load of utility.
Coming in fast heaven, he's going to be able to call what's clear, identify the threats, nobody's going to slip up, and we could be looking at an opportunity for a handful of map points. There goes Nico, 2 left for the Sinners to break through. And Valder and Flames are on either end of the extremities. Oscar's just going to add more to his tally. That's closing him down to 30 of his own. And Beastic will lock it down. Boom. That's a pretty solid haul. Sinners only need 1 of the next 3.
And it feels like they should be good for it. It feels like they should be good for it. Like their double orb setup has been hard, very hard for OG to crack.
This was amazing out of the first and the second, actually, from Oscar. Peeking into Mantu. Alexi head in hands after the wallbang comes through.
Bit of a meltdown happening, isn't it?
Well, yeah, OG, they're not familiar with this feeling they're feeling. It was a 3-0 first half in our second OT. All they need is 1 more OG slip-up, and the Sinners secure a crucial 1-0 in this series. And this is against the top dogs. In the head-to-head, this could be crucial for the Sinners project. Take a W here, and wow.
Yeah, even maps might be important when we get down to the tiebreakers, right? So anything that they can scrap together here, this is huge for the confidence.
And Oscar's actually in the right place. Expect a Molotov. If it's not there, Oscar's got a playground ahead of him. He respects it.
It's all 5.
Crawl.
All 5.
This flash from Neofrag, he was flirting with it, would have been timed perfectly if Zedco fancies it. Didn't go well for them last time, so he may be a little passive about it. Oscar.
Everybody on secret.
Oscar gets himself one.
Almost the double.
Yeah, nearly. Nearly a buy one, get one free. Flames down to 15, tagged up through the teammate. And Shock's second AWP here, so the retake could get a little slippery. They're going through decon. Mantu's posted up, waiting for the frag onto Neofrag, and there's a gap there. Enables Shock to keep hitting shots. The bomb down, he's waiting for Mantu. It will not be fed to him. And they're all grouped up on ramp. Now, this should favor OG in a large margin. They know where Alexi is on site. More smoke to be played around. And this push is going to determine it all. Yeah, that's the end of that. Shock.
Give it a go, mate.
It's got the time. Why not have a whack? And yeah, Alexi will say no. So first of 3 attempts, OG denied.
Still dicey, right? Still not the cleanest of rounds, right? If Oscar gets that double, okay, that's a 2 for 1. You're happy with that. They're probably able to hold them off from breaching into that lower bomb site. Now, 2 more required from OG here. I don't know. I'm starting to believe in Sinners picking up this map. You can see Inferno as map number 2 and Mirage, if we need it, as the decider, map number 3. Shock into the AUG this time. Looks like Alexi having to keep a tight leash. The smoke wall disrupted there. You can see it's bloomed on top of main.
Okay, well that is promising for the Oscar AUG prospects. And the whole OG squad out yard. For nothing more than a look, it seems. With the gaps in the smokes, they don't want to try and contest and force anything, so they'll just park Alexi on the roof and return to lobby with a degree of uncertainty about lobby at this point. So clearing their corners, they'll have to be certain.
What's the answer, though? This top side that Sinners has had has been quite passive at times. This time, Beastic is all the way up in heart. Hard angle to clear. They're exchanging utility.
I'm not sure what OG want to do with this. I think they're feeling the pressure just a little bit. Nico with some util, but he's got the bomb, so top or vent. Much more likely top, and Alexi's util implies the same. 30 seconds, Chad. Sinners, eyes on the clock, but now eyes on the feed already. Beastic down, a huge lineup. It's only one, he's all he pulls through. Zedko burns, and this round falls apart again. Sinners getting a little sweaty palms now. OG are having a spotless T-side as well.
4-4-4-4. It's not the Sinners haven't had opportunities here.
Yeah.
They get one more crack at it.
Flames must have 40 now. Yeah, he does. 40 frags from the Israeli. Not 21 to 19 the score. This is about to go all the way 20 to 21. And to think yesterday we were talking about having no overtimes.
Yeah, look, we're getting them all now. So let's see how long we can go, because if we do make it to triple OT, it's a quick little ad break. You guys can go maybe go to the bathroom, get a drink, maybe a nice little snack, fill up your bowl of popcorn.
I've got some honey salted almonds to look forward to.
Oh, okay, all right.
Sounds a bit bougie, I know.
The problem with nuts and casting, Alex, is that gets stuck in your throat, and you know that's one of the issues there. No problems, going down with the bomb, plenty of cash to splash here for OG.
And like paranoia kicks in when you know you've got like a little bit of an almond stuck at the back of your throat. You're like, maybe this is anaphylactic shock.
Oh.
Maybe I've just developed a nut allergy.
Okay.
It's just me? Maybe just me.
Maybe just you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I swallow a bit tough after an almond. I'm like, maybe this is it.
GG, see you later, Alex.
Now, BC got Molotov forward, so fair play. Flames continuing his spree. He really hasn't slowed down.
Diligent stuff there, but we have seen from OG, it was in regulation, there's been a couple of moments here that they have been frazzled, there's been misutility, there's been peeking before the smokes bloom. If they can tighten it up here and take it to triple OT, maybe they can wipe the sweat off the brow and forget all about it. They don't want to give up here. Definitely being put through their paces, and final discussions being had. Timeout has concluded. AWP of the double variety, but it's a change-up. Zedko is bringing out the secondary AWP. We've only seen it on Shock to this point. So what's the change? What is the difference maker? What are Sinners? Look at the move around here for the final round of the double OT.
They're capable, but I can't help but feel they might be in their own heads just a little. Zedko aggressive. I love this. He's got a touch of aggression and takes down Mantu off the break. OG's plans starting to fall apart as Zedko gets a second. This is beautiful, and he'll even get away for good measure. Sinners on a silver platter, the chance to take down OG here on Nuke. Oscar's AWP is also connected. I think he spotted one, or at least suspects there's a red container individual. But damn. Oh, slipping the net a little. Oscar's alert. Oh, he's ready for Valda. Call this one done. OG. Thrust Flames into a 1v5, but Sinners, it's a lot of hard work. Double overtime required. But secure their map pick against OG. They are riding this success all the way to the bank. 1-0, locked in. And now we set sights on potentially taking the scalp that is OG.